Hey guys, welcome back to the Reed Homestead. Patrick again. Just finished up with lunch. One of the guys had asked how the CMA 68cc 20-inch chainsaw does through bigger wood. So I've got some 14-inch oak, hard oak, down to the ground. We'll cut some cookies with. I got through all the branches. Some of those were pretty beefy. Up to 8-10 inches, thick of the oak. Got all that bucked out and used it in the smoker, the chimenea, but thought we could do a couple of cookies out there. And I've got some other logs from another oak tree that are back behind the fire pit. I've got to cut up and buck up for firewood. So just finished lunch. Check this out. Coffee bags. Kind of like tea bags, but coffee. I was saying this about a year ago. Why don't they make coffee in coffee bags like tea bags? So, I've got all these pour overs and these French presses and all these different ways. They're always a pain in the ass to clean. So here you go. Folgers makes a coffee bag. I can't wait until that catches on. This is medium body. They have mild, medium, medium dark, and dark. So this is medium. It's not the best, but I've gone from about a pot and a half of coffee a day to just a couple of cups. So this is pretty good. Obviously easy cleanup. You just take the bag out and toss it. So anyhow, if you're into camping and things like that, that would be ideal. So let's go out to the yard. I've got the chainsaw out there already, and we'll cut some cookies out of this oak tree that's down. One sec. Okay, so you can see I've got the tape measure there. That is 14 inches, almost 15. Here, just to verify it for you. So, put that down. So, let's see. That's set to 14 inches, just about exactly. So I haven't sharpened the chain. It's moderately sharpened. Make sure you can get a look at it. I tried to lift this middle one out of the way. It's heavy, so I couldn't even move that. Been cold for the last couple of weeks actually down here. So today was the first day not in the 30s. It's about 60. It's going to rain here another couple hours. So these are the inserts that CMA sends you with the chainsaw. They send you these thin little gloves, and you could just use those as inserts when it doesn't get stuck on your ring finger. Alright, so there you go. Just little inserts for the glove during the winter. Yeah, so I haven't sharpened the chain. It's still moderately sharp. So the question is, will the CMA 68cc bog down in this heavy wood? I'm a little worried about this right here when I get my tip down in there. I don't want it jumping back at me. Hang on one sec. All right, make sure it's on. Choke out. There it goes. sharper. That chain needs to be sharpened. It did bog down a little at the end there, but if you look close, you'll see those burn marks. That's because the chain's not sharp. There goes Bo, getting his oak. Anyhow, the engine's pretty solid for $130. CM 680, I guess it's called. Made by CMA. It's a 680 68cc 20-inch chainsaw. If you have a sharper chain, unlike I do right now, that engine's pretty solid, performs. So it does come with 2 chains. I'll go put the other one on. We'll bring it back and see how it does. One second. All right, here's the extra chainsaw or chain. High quality steel, made from K2 steel, 20-inch. It's 325 on the pitch. Gauge is 5/8, 76 links. So that's pretty standard. The reason I went with 20-inch is because it's the same chain that I had on previous saws. So I got this 20-inch, and then I got a Neotech 22-inch, which I had a 22-inch chainsaw. I sold both of those backups at a garage sale, but I have a bunch of spare chains. So the idea was to always have a sharp chain ready to go. Don't want to lose that. All right, let's take 2 seconds. Hang on. Okay, 1 sec. I'll change this. And we'll do some more cutting. Hang on 1 sec. Okay. So, just snap that back. Still pretty hot, but as long as you're careful, you can change that without getting burned. So yeah, when you buy this, it does come with 2 chains. They make a big deal out of the type of steel that they use. K2, I don't know. I'm not a steel expert, but haven't had any issues. You know, if you keep your chains sharp, obviously,
then you won't have to. I'm going to leave that back a little so I can get the cover on. Then you won't have to worry about it as much as far as changing out the chains and stuff. Just keep that chain, you know, as sharp as you can. And then the idea of getting the 20 and the 22 inch was I already have backups ready to go. Where's that hole? Right there. Okay. So that's going to need to come up a little bit. I'm going to back this down. Yeah, this tensioning screw is a bit of a pain, but not that big of a deal as long as you remember to bring this tensioner back after you change, or you take this cover off. You just got to remember to bring the tensioning screw back, loosen it. We get this, bring you right back. All right. Now we're going to just tighten that up, moving the bar forward. That's what the tensioning screw is. So when you're tightening that, it takes that screw in here that seeds into the hole of the chainsaw and moves it forward, tightening your chain. Okay. Kind of a pain, but you know, whatever. Not everyone knows how to do this. It'd be great if the tensioning screws on the side of the cover instead of up front. Yeah, I guess I'll use these cookies as camp plates when we go camping here as the weather warms up a little bit. That's not bad. A little more snug there, I think. Just one more turn. All right, that's good. I'll just tighten that down. Okay. Yeah, it still moves. Okay.
It's tight, I can tell you that.
All right. So let's start her back up. Choke out, power on.
check the gas. All right, so mixed up a little more gas.
It's always something, isn't it? Okay. Yeah, so it's a pretty solid engine. As long as that chain is sharp,
It should get through that wood pretty quickly, you know? So on these first cookies, you could see that chain wasn't sharp. See those dark marks? That's the chain rubbing up against that. If you ever see sparks when you're cutting wood, the oil isn't getting, you don't have enough oil set. So just keep that in mind. Just dumped out a little gas, but yeah, so if you see sparks when you're cutting, your bar is not getting enough oil. So just turn that oiling screw to back to the left a little bit, and you should be okay there. Okay. Choke out, power up. Yeah, it's been a little chilly. Had a polar vortex come down about a month ago and has kept us cold, and then we had another one a couple of weeks ago, so it's been cold. One pull. Much easier. Chainsaw's pulling. So when you have a sharp chain, the power of that saw just pulls right through the wood, no problem. That's oak, 14-inch oak, pretty hard. So let's go back, and I've got some logs from this tree right here that we took down over the summer. They're back at the fire pit, so we'll get some of those bucked up. One second. I got 3 or 4 logs. I've already got a couple of stumps cut, so I just need some firewood. Get the camera set up somewhere where it won't fall. I'm going to cut right here. Okay. You can see, right? Yeah, that angle's not good. We got those logs that close together. I don't have a $20,000 tractor, so I'm gonna move all this and position it. 1 sec. All right, guys, so yeah, here's the fire pit that is in the works. We got all these trees down. Here's another log. All these trees down, so we're doing a fire pit up here. Anyhow, CM 680. It's a CMA 668cc 20-inch chainsaw. You saw the cookies that it cut when it had a fresh chain. So yeah, no problems with it at all. It's been a beast. So that's it from the Reed Homestead. Until the next time, guys, God bless. Have a great night. See ya.